Loyola School of Adult and Continuing Education is another vital part of the integration process for newcomers to Canada. They offer both language instruction for newcomers to Canada, or the LINK program, as well as English as a Second Language, or ESL programs. We caught up with the school's principal, Teresa, and non-credit programs coordinator, Michelle, to find out more about the school.
Hi, I'm Teresa Harper-Dubé, and I'm the principal of Loyola School of Adult and Continuing Education. And I have been the principal, this is now my 6th year, but I've been with the school board for over 30 years.
Hi, my name is Michelle Rosebush, and I am the coordinator of non-credit programs for Loyola School of Adult and Continuing Education. I have been with the board since January 2008, and I manage the ESL and LINK programs here in Belleville and in Kingston.
We asked Teresa to tell us a little bit about the school's history.
It started over 20 years ago as really an alternative education site for the adult learner, and the first principal was Mary Carroll, and her goal really was to provide an alternative setting for adult learners who wanted to come back and get their high school diploma. We also have a non-credit program, and that's for literacy and for English as a second language learners. But we have sites in Kingston, Belleville, Picton, and Trenton.
Michelle breaks down the ESL and LINK curriculum.
The curriculum is all based on Canadian language benchmarks. Okay, so that's a national standard, and depending on how they're assessed, when they come in, we do an assessment of them, and depending on their level of English, you know, how well they can speak, read, write, then that determines what level they go in. And we have various levels of classes. We have literacy, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And recently we started a business English class for the more advanced who can come at night. So we assess them regularly throughout the year, and at the end of the year we're able to determine if they're able to go to another level. And so it usually takes about 1 year.
Teresa fills us in on the school's continuing goal.
Loyola's main goal is to be in communities to help adult learners, and those adult learners who were not successful the first time through high school for whatever reason, we now provide them with the opportunity to come back and to get their high school diploma. And for our ESL learners, it's for them to learn English so that they have the capability and skill set then to go out and successfully integrate into our community, find employment, etc. And maybe even move on to further education.
As Michelle says, the programs offered at Loyola are very flexible.
Well, our ESL program is continuous intake, so we don't start and stop at specific times. Okay, they can come whenever they want, and we recommend they come every day because, of course, they're going to progress quicker that way, and they're going to learn the language faster. But some of them have jobs and they have other family responsibilities, so they're not able to come every day. But even if they can come a morning or an afternoon, or they can come all day, 5 days a week, whatever works with their schedule.
If you're wondering what the difference between LINK and ESL are, Teresa and Michelle break them down for us.
The LINK program is federally funded through CIC, which stands for Citizenship Immigration Canada. So the LINK program is funded through federal money, whereas what we call ESL is funded provincially through the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration, called MCI.
Usually what happens is they arrive as landed immigrants first, or as permanent residents, and then after a period of time they will study to become Canadian citizens. So that's when their status with us, or their eligibility status, changes from LINK to ESL once they become Canadian citizens, and that is a huge deal for them to be a Canadian citizen. And we work very closely with Quinte, United Immigrant Services, in preparing them for their citizenship.
Finally, Teresa tells us what it means to be in the community helping newcomers.
We're just so glad to be able to be in Belleville and to have such a thriving school of adult learners in both our ESL and our credit program, and that we have a staff who are very committed and dedicated to working with the adult learner, and especially the new Canadian, and making them feel really comfortable and welcoming them to this community. And at the same time, we understand the privilege and responsibility that we have fulfilling that role, and how much we learn from them.
Yes.
Michael looks just like you, doesn't he? He trains 3 times a week in order to stay fit, just like you. He has lots of friends, just like you. He likes movies and reading, music and fine food, just like you. And apparently, he deserves to take Friday nights off, just like you. Come to think of it, Michael is just like you, but unlike most of you, Michael has epilepsy. Help bring epilepsy out of the shadow. Get informed.
30 cents, 50 cents, commercial.
We change that to be 44 cents?
New students at Loyola are assessed and placed into the appropriate class to suit their needs. Barbara Dick is one of the English as a Second Language instructors at Loyola. She teaches a literacy class in the morning.
My name's Barbara Dick, and I'm an ESL teacher. I have been teaching here since probably around 2000, when I first moved to Belleville. I had been teaching ESL in Winnipeg for many years, and there isn't a lot of ESL around here. I moved to Belleville because my parents were here and getting old. And so I was very, very lucky to get into the only ESL school in this area.
She can't stress enough the importance of their job as ESL instructors.
We have the most important job in the country because Canada needs immigration, and we are on the front lines. If it weren't for ESL teachers, it wouldn't be working. We not only give the language, but we give the culture too. And thanks to us, they settle and adapt and integrate.
Barbara tells us that instructing the literacy class at Loyola is not without its challenges.
You know that they're coming to you with life experience. They have survived. In that case, my case right now, I have seniors, and they've survived a lifetime. They bring a lot of life knowledge, but to untap it when they don't even have the alphabet in their own language. And of course, some of them come from cultures, even if they do know the alphabet in their country, it might not be the Roman alphabet. So when they don't speak English and they don't understand you, it's really, really challenging. When you teach somebody else who's got a little reading and writing experience and knowledge, you can use the reading and writing as a tool to teach them. Not only do they have to listen and understand you and be able to speak it, but you can write it on the board and you know it's going in another way, as well as just what they're hearing. But with literacy people, you can write it on the board, it won't mean a thing to them, you know. So they have just the one channel for learning. Everything is done with a picture. Because if they don't comprehend it, you're wasting your time. Stephen Krashen did research on that, and he called it comprehensible input. If they don't have comprehensible input going in, you're wasting your time. It won't come out because they haven't got it. So really, that's the bulk of my planning in literacy, is how to take the content, which is the same heavy stuff that the rest of us deal with it, but I have to simplify it into small chunks and be able to make it into a picture or something that they can understand.
Now we got it. Now we got it.
We sent TVCOGECO producer John Castillo to sit in on the literacy class for a little meet and greet with students Rapin and Tashi.
So we have a visitor in our class today, so you need to get to know him by asking some of the same old questions that we've practiced before, don't you? All right, Tashi, would you like to start and ask John? Ask this person, I mean.
What is your name?
My name is John.
Spell it, please. John.
John, J-O-H-N.
Thank you. Rapin, would you please find out his family name?
What's your family name?
It's Costello.
Costello.
Spell it, please.
C-O-S-T-E-L-L-O.
Good. John Costello. Can you say that? John Costello. Very good. John, would you please ask this gentleman?
What is your name?
My name is Tashi A.
Good. Spell it, please.
Tashi AIA.
Very good. Please ask this gentleman.
What is your name?
My name is Lucky.
Spell it, please.
RAPIN. Say your last name. My last name. Pawang. PAWANG.
Very good. Now, why do I have capitals there?
The name person.
Names of people have capital letters. Very good. Tashi, would you please ask him? Ask John.
What's your nationality?
I am Canadian.
And ask John. Ask him, please.
Yeah, what is your nationality?
I am Thai.
Good. And please ask Tashi.
And Tashi, what is your nationality?
My nationality is Tibetan.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
What's your occupation?
Occupation. Good.
Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
I am a TV producer.
That's good. That's good. Okay, please ask Tashi.
Tashi, what's your occupation in Canada?
My occupation is J Pizza restaurant. I make a pizza all the time.
Okay. Pizza maker.
So you can say I'm a pizza maker.
I am pizza maker.
Yes, good. Please ask for a pin.
Rapin, what's your occupation in Canada?
I am student now.
I'm a student.
I am student.
From the literacy class, students will advance to beginners classes. Michelle Dean is a level 1-2 instructor at Loyola, and we sat down with her to discuss how she came to work at the school.
My name is Michelle Dean, and I'm an ESL instructor, which is English as a Second Language instructor. I've been working here for over 12 years with Loyola. I was looking for something to do after my children kind of went to school, and I decided that I've always been interested in language. I love words and books, and this seemed like and the teaching has been kind of a part of my life throughout my church life and volunteer life, so I decided that that would be a good avenue for me, and I loved it immediately.
Michelle tells us how she thinks Loyola prepares newcomers to help them adapt to life in Canada.
Loyola is really trying to impact lives and to better lives. In many ways, Loyola is like a door for these people, especially in English as a second language, because we are the first contact that they have with speakers of English, and it's a warm place for them to come, and they need people that are willing to listen and people that are willing to help and to share, and a lot of times you develop even closer ties than some family because you are their family, you become their family. So Loyola really is a bridge between their first country and adapting to Canadian life.
She fills us in on what she does as an instructor to help teach newcomers to read, write, and speak English.
We start with basic greetings. You know, hi, my name is, where are you from? I'm from, you know. But it's always starting with communication, listening first. They need to listen and be able to speak before they read or write. And so just getting them